Okay, so number 4 is the ship identifier. I explain about that. You know, is the ship or the vessel. It is it's very similar with the humans. Every humans they have the names, yeah, right? And then they have the address in staying. The same is the vessels or the ships. They need is a name and the address, and then also they have the special measurement of the tonnages. So this kind of the ship identifiers is explain about is a name, is a port registry, and the others items required as by for the restoration. No registry is a restoration. It is a political actions is to getting the certificate of the vessel's nationality. Okay, so we start this first is the name of the ship. As I already explained before, is the ship has duties to indicate the name of the ship and other matters is pertaining to the ship is forestry and restoration. As matters related to the identification of the ship, the first identifier is the name of the ship. This is stipulated by Article 11 of the Ship Act, and ship owners may designate the name freely. Therefore, the ship owners can designate his name for the ship and register in accordance with the law under this name. So, is Article 11. We already checked his before pages. So, hoisting of national flag in the case is free to choose the name of the ship. Second matter is related to the call sign. This call sign is the latest the regulation is Article 18 is Article 21 about that. So is about the call sign is when registering a ship is the ship's call sign is called unique to radio system, used to identify or as a call counterpart station. Therefore, is the ship must register the assigned call sign, and if such a call sign is changed, the ship owner has to obligation to change it on the documentary is by notifying the registration office. Because it's the very important call sign number, because it's one vessel or one ship, they have one call sign. So they have this kind of the call sign. They don't need to using the vessel's name. They is called it is by this call sign and identify is what is the vessel's types and vessel's capacity. It is registered in the IMO. So is this call sign is very important. So number 2 is next is related to the port of registry. Port of registry is Article 2 is mentioned there, and then enforcement decree also of the Ship Act. The port of registry is where the ship owner is registers the ship and was issued a certificate of the vessel of rationality. The portal registry is an important identifier when registering the ship, and is stipulated by Article 2 of the Enforcement Decrees of the Ship Act. Its first one is significance. The port is where the ship owner registers the ship and was issued a certificate of a vessel's nationality. Number 2 is a port registry designation. It's Article 2, Paragraph 2, Paragraph 3 is mentioned out there. Number 1 is the ship owner must designate a port registry in Korea. Number 2 is in order to be a port registry, sea of mean shall be adjacent to water is navigable is by ship. Number 3 is the port of registry shall be determined is by the domestic of the owners of the relevant ship. So is the port of registry is the main point is the ship owners is the address. So some ship owners they wanted to registry is the port of registry in the court is they have to first fix the where is the port of registry, and then this is the based on the ship owners is actual staying address. Number 3 is the tonnage of the ship. I'm already told you about this. This tonnage, measure of tonnage is based on the international conventions is 1969. So is our Korea this ship act is influenced is by this international convention. So we have this kind of the regulation. Next is the related to the tonnage of the ship. As explained earlier, is the ship owner has a duty to measure the ship tonnage and to make an indication when registering the ship. The ship's tonnage is become a standard is for international navigation and calculation of the taxation. The tonnage of the ships can be largely classified into the 4 categories or types. They are international gross tonnage, gross tonnage, net tonnage, and the deadweight tonnage. So as you know, to have international navigation is by the vessel they should have the satisfy is the international convention is one thing over the tonnages. So is this kind of the measure of the tonnage it is very important is the and then they can fix the scope of the navigation by this ship or the vessels. There is 4 types of the tonnages. So first is the international gross tonnage is decided by the International Convention on Tonnage Measurement of Ships as 1969 and refers to an index used to indicate is the capacity of the vessels is mainly engaged in the international voyages. So is some vessel is not matches the international conventions. They wanting to do the gross tonnage. They couldn't is navigate is the international navigation. The second is the gross tonnage. The gross tonnage is means an index used to indicate the capacity of a ship. So is we are normally saying the vessel's tonnage. We are talking about is the gross tonnage. Yes, third is about the net tonnage. The net tonnage is referred to an index used to indicate is the capacity of the space available within a ship for transportation or passengers or cargo. Last is the dead weight is tonnage. This means is an index used to indicate is how much is the weight of passengers, cargoes our ships can carry safely. So, if someone wanted to think about is the transporting the cargo or as passengers, we are saying only is a dead weight tonnage. So is there is four types of the tonnages. So you are needed to distinguish is what is the national gross tonnages, net tonnages, deadweight tonnages. Okay, so number 5 is the public disclosure system of the ship. I am saying is the first page is the public disclosure system is the to protect is third parties, and then they wanting is the very safe is the trading about is the vessels. Nobody know very well the condition and the state of the vessel. So this kind of is public requirement of the disclosure system is to protect is the actually is safe is trading about is the vessels. This number 1 is the public disclosure of the ship. This is the ship is need the disclosure is information to clearly show is its nationality and the ownership is mortgages lease details. So this kind of the disclosure system is the is by the registry and registration. So is someone is wanted to the some vessels is actual condition and the categories and specifies. They are checking the registry and the registration situation. So it's a difference is between the registry and registration. This registration is by the court, and the this registration is a process is by the public site. So is a registry is for the purpose of the disclosing the status of the ships is private is rights is for fuel is a judicial process and is subject to the jurisdiction of the court. So is this area, like registry area, is the private side. So this registry is control is by the court. Restoration is under the supervision of the Office of the Ocean and Fishery as per the public law. So you need to distinguish is the registry and the restoration. Let's say again is the registry is the public site, private site is so it's covered or is controlled by the court, and the restoration. This act is the related with the public actions. So this is controlled by the government. So there is two types of the ship registry system. I already saying is the registry and registration. So they are nominalism is involving registration in accordance with the legal system of each shipping country, and dualism which separates registration and registry. Korea is adopted the principle of the dualism at the complete is separated registry for the private purpose and registration and public law purpose. Okay, so we check is the Article 2 scope of application of the Ship Registry Act. This act is shall apply to every steamship and every sailing ship with the total tonnage of not less than 20 tons, and every writer's writer is the body, is we are saying body of the not less than 100 is tons. Provided that small same shall apply to barges installed is fixedly on the surface of water is for use of ship mooring and storage. So is the this part is the is mentioned is about the scope of application. So 2 and 4 is a registry. As you know, is this processing is the taking is maritime and the as some money. So is every vessel is don't ask is have this registry. So these regulations have any limitation. So is to getting is or is to process the registry. The regulation asking is over the 20 tons of the every steamship and the sail ships, and then the barge is over the 100 tons. Basically, is less than this tonnage is they don't need to use any action to the registry. So is the first is the purpose of the ship registry is act is to record is certain matters such as the name of the ship and the ship registry. The second is the matters is to be registered in Article 3 of the Ship Registry Act. Registration of the ships shall be made is for the establishment, is preservation, is transfers, changes, restriction under the disposition is or extinction of the rights is enumerated under ownership, mortgage, and lease of ship. Number 3 is registry requirement and jurisdiction. Registry requirement is the Article 8 is paragraph 4 of Ship Act. The registration of the ships shall be separately prescribed by an act. Second is the jurisdiction is Article 4. The district is court is the breaches court is they are thereof or the registries which have jurisdiction over the purse of the registry, this for ships to be registered shall become pertinent registries. Number 4 is the registry application. The ship registry must be authorized by a person with a qualification. Its meaning is to keep the safe trading. Its 5 is effect is Article 743 of the Korean Commercial Code. Any transfer of the ownership of a ship shall come into force only by an agreement between the relevant parties, provided that such a transfer shall not be asserted against a third party, unless it has been registered and recorded in certificate of nationality. So we are checking about the registry, and then I already we are Korea asking over maybe tonnage 20 tons the steamship and the sailing ship, and then the barge tonnage is over the 100 tons. They need registry and registration. So regarding this system of the registry and registration there is 2 types of the ship disclosure system. They are nominism involving the registration in accordance with the legal system of each shipping country, and the dualism which separates registration and registry. Korea adopted the principle of dualism that completely separates registry is for private law purpose, and the registration is a public law purpose. So we are dividing the dualism or only one reason about this public disclosure system. First is the registration is nominism, England, US, Netherlands. The second is registry is nominism only is Italy, Belgium, Germany, Norway. And then is the dualism system is registry and registration, Korea, France, and Japan. They are asking this kind of it's a 2 dualism disclosure system. Okay, we are talking about the restoration of a ship. This restoration is the public actions, and the control is by the government. First is the significance. A restoration of ship is considered an act of the public law. In other words, the restoration is an administrative conduct involving the government. It refers to the recording of the matters required to be indicated about the ship and the ship register and the ship owner, and thus is a system for the purpose of providing the nationality of the ship. The purpose of the ship restoration is for proof of the nationality and the convenience of supervisions by the administrative authorities. So is the this restrictions is the purpose is proof is of nationality, and the convenience of the supervision is by the administrative authorities. Number three is what is the impact is we are doing have this restoration. When looking at is a legal impact of ship restoration, if a person is who can own a Korean ship is acquires a ship or the ship goes is through his registry and restoration process to obtain a status of the Korean ship and a certificate of basis nationality. When this is completed, it is issued the certificate that grants the impact of the acquiring Korean nationality. Also, its Korean nationality is acquired right and obligation of Korean ship, including hosting of the national flag and the sailing enter into effect. So is the after is restoration is getting the certificate of the basis nationality is these bases have some prerogatives. First is the hosting flags into the closed port, and they have the commercial trading operation is between the domestic port. So is this effects is actually is after restoration, the applicant is they have this certificate of basis nationality. So there is have the rights and duties such as is hosting of the national flag and navigations are granted by the law. Already, so we are checking the Korean basis is a prerogative and the duties. So you are matching and the related this kind of the points. Okay, this part is restoration obligation is I'm explains the what is the process is to this restoration. Article A is we have is a paragraph 1 and 2 is about the registry and restoration. This first is each owner of the Korean ship shall apply for the restoration of the ships to the administrator of a regional office of ocean and fisheries is having jurisdiction over the port of registry as prescribed is by ordinance of the Ministry of the Oceans and Fisheries. In such cases, with regard to any ship prescribed in Article 2 of the Ship Registry Act, registry of the ships shall be made before restoration thereof is filed. Number 2 is if the administrator is of the regional office of ocean and fisheries is receives an application for the restoration of the ship prescribed in paragraph 1, he or she shall make his restoration thereof in the original ship register and issue a certificate of basis nationality to the applicant. So is you can know is this Article 8 is a first step the applicant is they should satisfy the register actions as to the court. After this pact and documents is they should file to the government is to getting and the process is this registration. So is this registry and registration, it is a mandatory processes to getting the certificate of basis registration nationality. Okay, so number 5 is registration is application and the requirement. What is the requirement? It is by the law. We're checking. Is registration is I told you everyone is that this is a public action. So is we are is a focus on this. What is the public actions is to satisfy this registration. It is mentioned in Article 11, registration matters. As number 1 is accordance with Article 10. The administrator of the regional office must register the following matters in the original ship registry. First is the official number, IMO number, is call signs, ship type, ship name, port of registry, ship material, barge league, ship length, ship width, ship depths, gross tonnage, shipbuilding yard, shipbuilder, date of launch, and ship owner's name, and resident is a registration number is for corporations, name, and corporate registration numbers, and address is 21 is the ownership of the each co-owner is for publicly owned ships. So this part is the this regulations wanting to getting the registration is asking this part is totally is 22 items. Actually, I told is the people pages is the best is very similar is humans, so they have the names and address or some things. So is you can understand why this kind of the specified is some things is because is the registration items. So is this call sign, ship names, and the this address. Some things is very important is to fill out the registration requirements. Okay, is a modification of the registers matters are regulated in Article 18 of the Ship Act. This can be regarded as to be related to the extinction of the ownership of the certificate of the basis nationality. So, through is a ship restoration. In other words, is does includes when a ship is destroyed, loses the nationality, and when is existence is not clear is about is the 19 days. In such cases, the ship owner must modify the restoration details as per this act. So, This act is mentioned is this one is Article 18 is a modification of the registers is matters. So is I read it. If is the registers in the original ship registers are modified, the owner is thereof the shall apply for the restoration of modifications within 13 days. 30 days is from the date on which he and she has learned this such pact. So we are need to checking is a very detailing is the Article 18. It is a modification of the registration matters. Okay, is registers is a matters is a paro is it is a restoration. It is related is Article 22. Is first is I read is the Article 22, and then explain is the these articles. Is when is Korean ship is falls under the any of the following sub paragraphs. Its owner is shall applies for the restoration thereof the any to the administrator of a regional office of oceans and fisheries is having jurisdiction over its portal registries within 30 days is from the date on which he or she has run such pact. First one is the when a ship is destroyed or lost is sunk is dismantled. Second, when a ship is loses the nationality of the Republic of Korea. Third is when it becomes a ship prescribed in any sub-paragraph is of Article 26. Number 4 is when its existence is not clear is known for 19 days. You can find is the this four expression regulations as you can understand is why need is the registration. There is a very big somethings state choices to the register the vessels. So when happened the vessel is destroyed and the same things, and then also is the vessel is the loses the nationality of Korea, and then also is the vessel is the is unknown is the this vessel existence is during 19 days. The ship owners of the vessel should the restoration process as like as a restoration process. Because is why this regulation asking is to the ship owners having this kind of something so to the vessel because is the clear is the document controlled by the government, and then also depends and covers the safety trading of the vessel. So is happen is for cases the ship owner have to the restoration process. Okay, is paragraph number 2 is in cases is falling under paragraph 1, whereas the owner of a ship fails to apply for the restoration thereof, the administrator of a regional office of ocean and fisheries having jurisdiction is over its port of registry shall give a notice to him or as her requesting application for the restoration of the ship during a prescribed period of less than 30 days. And is shall ask official the registers the relevant ship when the application for the restoration is not filled within such a period. This number 2 part is the how to make is the process something is explained. So is the ship owner is have the article paragraph 1. The ship owner is they are following the paragraph 2 processes wordings.